Welcome back, guys. We're continuing on with these Mechabellum 1v1 replays, and we've got another hacker match, and it's quite a tense one. It goes right down to the wire. It's quite enjoyable. So the opponent has gone for Giant Specialist with Fang and Sledgehammer. I've gone for Cost Control with Marksman and Mustang. Marksman Mustang is my favourite hacker build. So it might seem like it's not really a hacker build because the hacker's so much slower than the Mustangs. But the things that the Mustang is bad against is air units. And obviously Marksman and Mustangs are particularly good against air units. So I feel like it synergizes quite well. Obviously the other thing that hackers are bad against is storm coolers. So I do have the option to turn on the anti-missile if I actually had it loaded in. It looks like I haven't even got it loaded on. For some reason I've got this attack plus 50%. So yeah, I should probably put that back on again. I was messing about moving the unit mods around. Looks like I forgot to put it back on again. So I've decided to go for 2 Fangs this time in preparation to protect the hacker. So usually I do go for 2 Crawlers, one here and one here, but it looks like I've decided Crawlers are not going to be very good into this, so I've decided to go for Fangs instead. So it's going to be a little bit rough at the beginning. It always is when you're fighting against sledgehammers, but that's what the hackers are going to be used for later on, once I employ them. So I see Elite Fangs, and I think to myself, I might want to pivot into them at some point. But I decide I don't want to risk losing the towers, so I go for the Wasp Swarm instead. So I'm using it defensively, just to protect against a tower flank. I could have tried to use it aggressively, but Fangs are very good against Wasps, so it would be pretty pointless. The main thing with the hacker build is trying to survive, conserve your hit points for as long as possible so you can get the hackers up and running. It does take them a while to get them to where they need to be. So it looks like the hackers are actually going in front of the Fangs. So unfortunately the hackers got sniped by the Phoenix because the Fangs weren't in front. So it was a little bit poor placement by me. I obviously need to put the Fangs one space further ahead of the hackers. I don't usually use Fangs when I'm using Mustangs, so I was a bit unsure about the placement. And we see Elite Fang again, and I was almost picked it on the previous turn, and for it to turn up twice in a row, I felt like it was destiny to just purchase it. So I don't intend on using it for the time being, but I might pivot into it later. So I thought it was worth the 50, just as an option to potentially pivot into later on. So what I've done is I've put the range on the hackers to try and keep them behind the Fangs. Normally I would go for the barriers first, but because they were overtaking the fangs, I felt like I needed the range just to keep them back. So let's see if it works. And it did its job. It kept them behind, so that's good. Now let's see if we can hack some of these sledges. So we've got one sledge hacked. Got a couple more, 3 more hacked. Got 4 hacked. That's 5, 6 hacked. 7, 8, 9. So we hacked 9 sledges there. 10, 11. So we hacked 11 sledges in that round, which is incredible. That's going to do wonders for our leveling up. So I decided to go for elite marksman. Obviously I'm using marksman at the moment, so that'll just help them level up that little bit quicker. And now I'm putting the shields on so I don't get rocketed. So I'm bringing in a couple more marksmen, seeing as I've just got the intelligent marksman card. I may as well bring some in. And I decide to burn the supply just so I can level up the Mustangs and bring in an additional marksman. So we've now got 6 marksmen, which is really good. We've got a level 2 hacker and a level 2 Mustang, so things are starting to come along quite nicely. Now he has brought the Stormcallers out, which are one of the nemesis to the hacker build. But the snipers and the hackers are doing a fairly decent job. We've managed to take the tower down, so let's see if we can come across and deal with these phoenixes. Phoenixes are down, and the sledges are down. Very nice. So things are going quite well so far. It's pretty rare for a hacker build to go this well early on, but things can turn around quite quickly, and he's just gone for mass-produced overlords. So he's got 2 items that he can put on, so these overlords are going to be a considerable threat. But we've got the marksmen ready to combat the overlords. So I'm bringing in a couple more hackers, mainly for the shields more than anything, but they obviously will help with hacking too. So the overlords are doing a lot of work against the shields on this side. Stormcallers are doing pretty decent work against the shields on the left side. So it's looking a bit tense. One of the hackers is down. both hackers down here. So this left flank has collapsed, but we've won on the right flank. Unfortunately, we didn't quite get the tower before they did, which is a bit unfortunate. So we've taken the tower out now, but it's a little bit too late now. So we've lost the round, not too heavily, but obviously quite a lot of damage done to us. So let's see, we have incendiary bomb, orbital bombardment, both of them good skills. He goes for the incendiary bomb, and so do I. Not sure whether I would have chosen the incendiary bomb if I'd have played again. I'm obviously just trying to deal with some of this chaff, and obviously deal with the storm callers as well. So that will help out if I can take out them storm callers. I'm bringing in the defensive wasps again. And he is putting his here. Looks like he's changed his mind. So I've gone for multi-hack now. So we'll see if that actually helps. So he's brought his over here this time now. So what I could have done is put a shield here and a shield here to protect against these incendiary bombs, but the hackers are usually fairly durable against the incendiary. It's just unfortunate it's going to take out the snipers and the Mustangs. So it's going to be a painful one, that is. So I've gone for a couple of crawlers down the centre to try and distract the stormcallers and the overlords. My incendiary bomb has done a good job against the stormcallers, but his is about to wipe out my right flank. Unfortunately, the range on the hackers hurt me there because it made me stand in the fire. But we've taken out the tower, so let's see if we can get some work done here. It's obviously pretty scary up against 3 overlords though. And he's got mothership on them as well, so that's going to be rather challenging to deal with now with all these wasps coming up. So we're going to lose fairly heavily here. We're down to 422 health, so we can't afford to lose another round. So he's gone for the electromagnetic impact. This is a really good ability to deal with shields. I've gone for the smoke bomb. So I'm going to try and smoke them out, make them have to come closer towards me before they can shoot. We'll see if it works. It might end up hurting us because we might end up walking into the smoke. We'll see what happens. So because they've got motherships, I clearly need some anti-air on the Mustangs, but I've gone for double tap on the marksman to help deal with the overlords quicker. Pretty rare that I go for this as a first ability. Obviously range and marksman are the usual ones that you go for first, but I felt the need to do huge damage quickly, which is why I've gone for the double tap. And I put range and aerial specialization on the Mustangs. I burn the supply because I can't afford to lose this round. Bringing in another crawler to try and do some distracting down the centre, and bringing in another crawler to do some more distracting. So let's see if this smoke bomb works. His shield damaging ability did incredible work on my hackers. But let's see if the smoke bomb's going to rescue us. So the multi-hack's doing a fairly decent job. Hacking loads of targets. Getting all the overlords to shoot at hacked targets instead of the hackers. And the Mustangs are doing a very good job at dealing with the wasps. Snipers are doing a fantastic job at dealing with the overlords, and we have won the round. So it looked very tense. We managed to get the round won, and is it enough to win? It sure is. So an incredibly tense battle there. It was touch and go whether we were going to get the victory or not. This aerial specialisation is what won us the battle really, and the double tap on the marksman to deal with the overlords quicker. I think the smoke might have helped as well, not really sure. But it probably did, because he used the ability to knock down my shields. If this smoke wasn't here, they could have sniped my hackers, and then this right flank would have fallen. So yeah, all in all, a fun, tense battle, which went down to the wire. So I hope you enjoyed it. Join me again in the next one. We'll see what that one holds. Cheers for watching, take care. I shall see you soon.